I'm Sehar Iqbal, a development economist working for the Azim Premji Foundation. I've written a book on human development in Jammu and Kashmir, which dispels common myths about the region's poverty, literacy, and other human development indicators. In this episode, we will talk about land reforms in Jammu and Kashmir and how they impacted poverty, indebtedness, and access to education. The year is 1975. Ghulam Nabi, a studious 15-year-old boy in his village Bet Kanehama, walks 4 kilometers each day to reach the government school in Birwa, Bargam. His father is a hard-working tenant farmer working on the land of the local Jagirdar or landlord. Ghulam Nabi has been able to study this far because the Jammu and Kashmir government made education free from primary to university level, but though his school doesn't ask for fees, he still has a problem. He needs a set of books for his new class, and his father has no cash because he gets paid in unhusked rice for his labor. What can Ghulam Nabi do? Fortunately, a miracle happens. In the second phase of land reforms by the government, Ghulam Nabi's father gets about an acre of land. On this patch of paddy land, there is a row of poplar trees. His father borrows an axe from a neighbor and chops down the biggest tree. This takes him a whole day. But he manages to sell the tree for 80 rupees. 80 rupees buys Ghulam Nabi books for the next 3 years. He completes his class 11 and applies for a job as a forest guard. Today, he is a respected member of his village community. This real story was related to me by Ghulam Nabi himself during my research for my book in 2017. Ghulam Nabi's education was made possible by the most sweeping land reforms in the country. So how did this happen? Why did the state of Jammu and Kashmir enact land reforms that were so sweeping and had a big impact on poverty? In 1950, the government under Sheikh Abdullah and his dynamic revenue minister, Mirza Afzal Beg, passed a landmark law called the Big Landed Estates Abolition Act, which abolished all estates, private or religious in nature. The only exception was made for Buddhist gompas or monasteries in Ladakh due to the harsh climatic conditions that made agriculture very difficult. A ceiling of 22.75 acres was established and enforced. Jagirdars or landlords had to part with 4.5 lakh acres of land, 2.3 lakh acres of which was given to the tillers. But this was not all. In 1972, another law, the Agrarian Reforms Act, was passed, which decreased the land ceiling to 12.5 acres and declared the proprietary rights of all those who were not personally cultivating the land as extinguished. In 1976, the Agrarian Reforms Act 2 was passed. Altogether, more than 6,20,000 acres of land were redistributed out of 6,87,000 acres under 1.5 lakh Jagirdars. This completely ended the Jagirdari system in Jammu and Kashmir. And the most surprising part is that not a single paisa was paid to any landlord as a compensation. This is because a committee established by the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir decided that the state could not pay compensation from its own revenues, and there was no question of recovering the price of land from the tillers. Other states in India, like Kerala and West Bengal, also carried out land reforms. But because they paid compensation to the landlords, they could not redistribute as much land as Jammu and Kashmir. Even better, the land redistributed in Jammu and Kashmir empowered scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. For example, more than 86% of the scheduled caste population in the state was given agricultural land, and more than 6,000 acres of government land were given to landless laborers to build houses. 98% of people in the state today own their own houses, according to the UNDP's Human Development Report. So why is it that Jammu and Kashmir was able to pull off these radical reforms when so many other states in India did not? Join me in the next episode to find out.